time to get that driveway in shape with tons of driveway material, plus the finest topsoil, compost, and humus. Fick Landscape Supplies with 2 locations to serve you. Find out more at ficklandscapesupplies.com. Like us on Facebook. And now let's get Fick and busy. Well, you'll start to see a major project start up this morning on I-75 over the Zilwaukee Bridge in Saginaw County. MDOT is scheduled to start work on the southbound side of the bridge for a project that's going to be underway for more than 10 weeks till about June 27th. That's going to involve I-75 traffic along I-675 from the northern junction in Cottsville Township to the southern junction in Buena Vista Township. So expect delays and follow the posted detours. Where does that charge against a Genesee County deputy from back in February is being dropped? The deputy had been accused of leaving a firearm unattended in the parking lot of Lapeer High School. And that brought a charge of reckless use of a firearm. The space flight company Blue Origin scheduled to launch an all-female crew on a suborbital flight today. Among the 6-person crew on board to be journalist Gayle King and singer Katy Perry. Rory McIlroy wins the Masters in a 1-hole playoff with Justin Rose. He thus earns the coveted green jacket for that tournament and completes the career Grand Slam in the process. Tigers lost to the Minnesota Twins 5-1 yesterday. They'll travel to Milwaukee tonight. Pistons closing out the regular season with a 140-133 loss to the Milwaukee Bucks in overtime. Pistons are going to be in the postseason, taking on the Knicks in the first round of the playoffs starting Saturday. Red Wings face the Dallas Stars tonight at 7 at Little Caesars Arena. That's their home finale. There will be no playoffs for the Wings this year for the 9th straight season. And, of course, as we heard with Art earlier, Western Michigan University Broncos celebrating big time yesterday in Kalamazoo. They won the College Hockey National Championship Saturday. First ever appearance in the Frozen Four. Great Lakes Loons lose to the Lugnuts in Lansing 12-11 in 12 innings. And the Michigan Panthers in the UFL beat the San Antonio Brahmas yesterday over at Ford Field 26-23. And to cap this one off, tonight's Powerball jackpot, $100 million. And there was a lucky lottery player in Michigan that won a $3 million prize from the Mega Millions drawing last Friday night. That ticket was purchased from the Michigan Lottery website. And that's 5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox. The chance we could see a shower pop up this morning with a possibility of off and on showers earlier this afternoon. Cloudy skies otherwise with temperatures touching around 66 breezy degrees. Winds out of the south-southeast at 10 to 15. They will shift to the west at 16 to 21 this afternoon, perhaps gusts as high as 32 miles an hour at times. It'll stay somewhat breezy tonight under overcast skies, 38 for an overnight low. And then it's rain, maybe even a snow shower expected in the mix for tomorrow with temps around 43. For Wednesday, clouds giving way to sunshine and 52. Right now, 46 in Flint, and in Saginaw, 39.
There's lots of ways to win here on the Fox. Not only do you want to sign up to win the Fox $1,000 Thursdays, starting at 7:20, then again at 11:20, 2:20, and 5:20. We also have the Midday Munchie midday today. Magic Carpet Ride by Steppenwolf will be played at some point between 10 and 3 on Steve Driver's Fox Workforce. When it plays, that's your cue to call in and win. King Arthur's Pasties and Bakery gift certificate up for grabs for the first person to call in when Magic Carpet Ride by Steppenwolf plays today on 103.9 The Fox.
Well, here we go. Monday. Welcome all to our simulstream. YouTubing, Facebooking, and Twitching today. 14th of April. The day before the official deadline to file income taxes in the United States. Yours truly has now taken care of that, but it was a struggle yesterday. Welcome all, including Chris, who is here from New Mexico. Good morning to Chris. Vince is here from California. You betcha, long time no see. How are you? Vince. Vinny. Good to see you. Rob Suka's here from 11-degree Finland. 11 Celsius, that is. Rachel is here. Royal Rachel. Good morning, Royal Rachel. All you guys on YouTube right now. By the way, 11 Celsius is 52 balmy degrees Fahrenheit in Finland right now. So it's a great day to get a suntan, I guess. What else is going on? Who else is going on? Well, over on Twitch, there is Canada Dan. Good morning, Canada Dan, joining us. Linda's here from the township. Good morning, Linda. Sheila's here from the sunshine city of Bay City. Sun is up. Not quite necessarily the sun part, but the daylight is, and we'll have some sunshine a little bit. Eric is here covering another angle of California for us. Good morning to Eric. So we're double playing it from California today, and Linda's sucking down the coffee. So welcome to all as we check out our official roll call to start Monday. Medicated and semi-caffeinated today. Okay. That's a good way to start Monday. It's sometimes a little bit difficult to kind of kick things in. Rob Suka wants to know where Tina is. I'm sure she will join us at some point. Sometimes she doesn't get notified. This is this crazy thing about some people get notified when we go live, other people don't. And the other thing is that Tina sometimes is over on another fellow's live stream. We got a guy who's a lot of times over on Twitch. Fireman Rich is his name, and Tina's pretty loyal to him also, so she might be over there at the moment. 58 New Mexico, going to be 82 today over there. We're starting to swing just a little bit more towards the springish type of weather, although we may pause for a snow flurry or two tomorrow, according to what our forecast has been telling us. Hot Jim is now joining us on Facebook from 66-degree Phoenix. Gonna be 91 today. Gonna be 91 in Phoenix. So we're starting to, as I said, we're starting to head toward the warmer weather that we are certainly known for at this time of the year, and particularly Phoenix is known for. Also Facebooking it this morning is Jennifer. Welcome, Jennifer, and good morning to you. Good to see all you guys here as we get our Monday underway. No special day other than the fact that, as I mentioned, it is the day before the deadline for the filing of income taxes here in the United States, and more and more people have done that. I think Steph said something about she had her taxes done since February. Johnny is one of those last-minute filers because he has to take a whole lot of freelance stuff, throw it together, and then give it to his accountant to do. This was the first year out of 25 years that I did my own. Here's Johnny.
Flint's Classic Rock 103.9 Fox.
Yeah. This was the first year. Linda's not pausing, so go ahead and snow. She's not going to let it. Ain't nothing going to break my stride, Linda's saying. 56 breezy degrees in Alhambra, California, where Vince is off today. Staying his cation. Very good. Also Dale here now. We heard from, on Facebook, we heard from Hot Jim. Now on YouTube is Dale. He's got another portion of Arizona covered. And by popular demand, here's Tina. Good morning, Tina. They've been clamoring for your appearance today in New Jersey, and there you are. So we've got both Thelma and Louise here with us today. Yeah, this was a pretty rocky weekend. Pretty rocky weekend. Spent 4 hours yesterday. 4 hours trying to do my own taxes after having given them to a tax professional for a quarter century who decided after last year's tax season to retire from the game after 37 years. So that meant that I was on my own. And this particular tax professional told me about 4 different organizations to avoid going to. So I took that advice and went the TurboTax route, which so many people have done. And could recommend somewhat, kind of did, but was really more into who not to recommend. And they were, all of them had to do with these big tax services who I was told hire people for the season, and then once the season is over, they're pretty much done with that. And so they aren't necessarily as on top of all of the tax changes with a fine-tooth comb like the people that do it all the time, all year round. So that's why, did it take a long time? Well, yeah, I mean, considering it took a long time, Vince, in the sense that When I was doing it via TurboTax, there was a little figure up in the corner that said 31 minutes, which I assumed was about the average amount of time that it takes a person who is using TurboTax to be able to file their forms, which is fine if you're doing it short form. In fact, sometimes TurboTax says you can file your taxes for free. Yeah, that's if you do it short form. Like if you have a W-2 and then you put that in and then that's the end of it. And then you send off your taxes and you're good. And in 31 minutes, you've gone from start to finish. Except for the fact that every single bit of work that I do is freelance. Every single bit of it. So that means there is income coming from all kinds of different sources. And then you have to try to find what kind of deductions can you take? What kind of credits can you get? It's just kind of something that I haven't had to worry about. It's always been somebody else's deal up for the last 25 years, somebody who knew about what all of that was about, and I didn't. Now it's up to me to try to figure it out based on the questions that TurboTax was asking me. And some of those questions were out of left field. I had no idea when it would ask me, did you do this? Did you do that? What about this, that? Hell, I didn't even know what the terms meant, let alone being able to get a handle on them. So here now is Johnny and Steph, and then more about taxes.
Here in the Foxhole, it is a Low Expectations Monday morning on the Foxhole Morning Show. This hour, Steph's Fox Flashback comes up in about a half an hour. Before we get to that, your chance to sign up to win the Fox $1,000 Thursdays is only about 10 minutes away. So stay where you are. We'll give you an opportunity also when we play Steph's Fox Flashback to choose your prize this morning, too, here on the Foxhole Morning Show. And congratulations, we've already got $2,000 winners at our $1,000 Thursdays during the spring of Kaching, and they were Larry Van Horn of Lapeer. That's the week number one winner. Last week, Todd Gooding of Swartz Creek picked up $1,000 on Thursday. You could be next. This Thursday morning at 7:20, we'll have the next grand prize drawing. All 16 finalists, 4 every weekday. And today that starts at 7:20 this hour, and then goes on again at 11:20, 2:20, and 5:20. 103.9, the Fox. Hello out there. They hung up. Yeah, they're just testing the phone lines. As soon as I start talking about it, all the phone lines always light up. And, of course, they hang up the minute that you answer. We are going to be giving you that chance to not hang up, because that would really hurt.
Jennifer, looking forward to this big township meeting tonight. She's on Facebook, and there is a big piece of property that's kind of a headline item over there.
11 minutes after the top of the hour of the Foxhole Morning. Don't forget, our friends over at Professional Hearing Clinic have already made you a winner because you're a Foxhole Morning Show listener. You get a free hearing test. This is an excuse that a lot of people, including myself, have used over the years when the kids or mom starts yelling at us about the TV being too loud, or why can't you hear what I'm saying to you at the restaurant? When are you going to get that hearing checked? And then you always say, well, as soon as the budget allows it, honey. It's not in the budget right now. Well, it's in the budget because it's free at Professional Hearing Clinic. When you tell them you heard
I see Hot Jim has shifted his site to YouTube, where just about everybody else is. We've still got a couple people that are over on Facebook and on Twitch. Let's take a quick look around to see what's going on our traffic. The scene seems to be fairly quiet on the roads at the moment. Yes, I did get, by the way, from last Friday's simul stream, I did get blocked in one territory because of 2 different things that we aired that we weren't supposed to. And by golly, one of those was the Friday Morning Primal Scream Todd Rundgren song. That's the one that it drives me crazy because some days we get flagged for that and others we don't. We've been playing it every single time we've had the Friday Morning Primal Scream for how many years now? And sometimes we get flagged for it. Other times we don't. I don't get that. Even a little bit.
This is the Foxhole Morning Show on 103.9 The Fox. We can show you.
Yeah, okay. All right. More on taxes in a second. But first, let's get you off and running with your smile source today, who is a British dog by the name of London. This is a cockapoo who lives in Staffordshire, England, in the UK. Meet and smile at London from the UK. Right there. Rob Suka wants to hear Sweet Child of Mine. We'll probably get to that at some point. That's a pretty heavy song in the rotation, so it plays a lot around here. Aw, gee, aw. Oh, look at that. That's London. Yeah. There you go. On the boat. Will London throw you a life preserver if you are drowning? That's the question. I understand based on this page, he loves to be off leash, especially at the beach, and is a best friend and champion cuddler to all in his family. He needs one ball to trade in and one for you to throw. He doesn't like to give them up. Apparently he likes playing with the ball, not so much with the life preserver. But that's London. So there's that. All right, we'll get to the traffic in a second here. Yeah, this weekend of doing taxes was just a ball. You go in with one set of expectations and everything changes about midstream. Linda don't give a damn about flagging. No flagging at all. Flag away. We're fine. That's what they do. The people at Meta. So they're going to be watching us again today to see if we repeat and maybe ratchet it up a little bit. Are we going to do something? We're going to jump on somebody's copyright again like we do every damn time we're on this thing? Jeez. Suppose if I cut the sound down just a little bit, it might not hurt, huh? It was fun. Normally, have I ever flagged on music on TikTok? Not on TikTok, Eric, but I did get flagged when I would take the TikTok broadcast that we did and upload it to our YouTube page, because TikTok, since they don't do right now we're fine. We are problem-free, delay-free all over to start your Monday morning commute. No crashes or unusual delays. And throughout the day, for updated Vehicle City traffic info, you can check it out at classicfox.com/traffic. And if you happen to spot a problem yourself at any point, we encourage you to tell us at 810-230-WRSR. That is 810-230-9777 to be a traffic tipster on 103.9 The Fox.
You know how Western Michigan celebrated, Hal?
How do they celebrate?
They burned a couch.
Yes, they did. Just like East Lansing always does.
It's like become a tradition in Michigan, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Burning couches, yeah. Apparently the Lambda Chi Alpha members celebrated by burning a couch on Saturday at their fraternity village, apparently in Kalamazoo, after Western Michigan University beat Boston for the NCAA championship title in hockey.
First time that WMU has ever even been to the Frozen Four, let alone win it.
It's the first time they've had any kind of national title since 1965.
That's
when
right.
They had back-to-back track titles for the men.
Yep.
This is a big deal for Western Michigan, and a lot of people were celebrating this weekend. Even people from other schools were celebrating Western Michigan, and they're winning in the Frozen Four. That's pretty cool, man. 7:16, you're live in the foxhole right now. Johnny and Stefan, it's a Low Expectations Monday. Hal Maas also in the house. As we continue, ZZ Top, your chance to win is just moments away. Yeah, Fox $1,000 Thursday qualifying coming up on 103.9 The Fox.
Did I watch the Masters, asks Royal Rachel. The answer to that is I saw 2 holes of the Masters. Because I was so tied up with doing the taxes thing, I didn't think it would take me 4 hours when I set out to do it. There's no way I thought that it was going to take 4 hours. But it takes me into that. And by the time I get to watch it, it is Rory McIlroy teeing off on the 17th hole saying, let's go, let's go, let's go. The ball jumps and bounces around on the green and lands like within 5 feet of the hole, less than 5 feet of the hole. And then I see as the start of the 18th hole, it's a 465-yard par 4, and Bryson DeChambeau is going up to tee off, and I'm thinking, 465 yards? He uses a 9-iron to hit that. And sure enough, he goes bombing that thing off of the tee, but then, of course, he withers in the end here, and then you have, and I'm thinking, okay, I can stay with this because I've still got a couple of other things I have to do. So I'm going to watch the last hole, watch Rory putt out and get his birdie, and then that's over with. And then, of course, he misses the putt, so we have to go overtime, and who knows how long that's going to go. So I had other things I had to do, so I had to peel off and do them. So I didn't get to watch more than the 2 holes, but that was still kind of interesting. to watch what just those 2 holes to see how things were going. And of course, I'm watching during that time. Justin Rose is over on the practice tee teeing off. I'm thinking, wow, here's a guy. This guy's played 72 holes and he's still out there bombing the ball on the practice tee. I don't have enough stamina to do that kind of thing. Gee, Merry Christmas. The question now from Linda: did I play the Beatles' Taxman? Well, I don't know if they have, and they didn't. I know for Shake and Wake they didn't, and I haven't heard them play it yet today. Tomorrow might be a different story because tomorrow's the actual tax deadline. So I think probably that song is going to make its way onto the air at some point during the morning. Listen for that. Man, is Linda chatty this morning. Gosh, a lot of extra coffee going on there. Legendary Beatles. That was one of the biggest. That was one of the first kind of protesting songs. That was one of the kind of protest statement songs that they ever recorded when they did that one. Did I get a new mic for the studio, says Dale? No, not a new mic, but I did get a new mic screen. This is the pop filter that I'm using now. I finally took off of the screen that I had for 8 years and put this pop filter on because I can, I don't have my vision blocked as much as I did when I had that big tennis racket thing around me. So that part's good. It hasn't affected the sound, and that's good. When I was doing the taxes, no. Honestly, I thought it wouldn't take more because, first of all, you get suckered in by the advertising, okay? And TurboTax is always talking about how easy it's going to be. You might be able to file your taxes for free, get done. It says no muss, no fight, boom. And that's true if you're filing a short form. It is. If you don't have a whole bunch of other stuff coming in that you've got to try to meld into one return and send in. I mean, in the past, I've had as many as 4 schedules to have to send in. In addition to the main 1040, you've got your Schedule 1, Schedule 2, Schedule C, Schedule SE, and since all of what I do now is basically a self-employment kind of thing, it's freelance stuff, it's all coming from different directions. And then you have to meld that all together. And then are there any credits that I can take? And I don't know any of those. That's where I really, really am short. I have no idea what credits I might qualify for, and TurboTax didn't really help me with all that. I know damn well that I did not get everything I probably could have gotten out of that. So, yes, it's true that I did get the taxes in on time. Did I find it complicated? I found the questions I was being asked complicated, particularly for the state form. I honestly thought the state form would be a lot easier than the federal form, and it turned out to be anything but because of the kind of questions that I was being asked about. Now, they're both in. Both of the forms are in. I got the notification yesterday about the federal form getting in, and just this morning before I came on here, I got the word that the state form has been accepted as well. Now it's going to take me 30 years to pay the whole thing off. So I'm looking forward to that part. Really, really good. Going to be great. Jeez. How many questions were there on TurboTax? Way too many. Way too many. But, the thing about it, and this was the advantage to having had the same person doing them for me for the last 25 years, is that every year is kind of the same as the year before. So all you do is you refer to the year before. This tax preparer that I had all that information from all these years that we've done it, and just basically adds on to everything that has been done and tweaking a couple things here and there as things go, because obviously there are some little changes that are made over a year's time. So you end up adding those in or subtracting certain things if they go away, and it doesn't take long. It doesn't take an hour. I don't think the last couple of trips that I've gone over there took me more than 45 minutes for the whole thing. But here, and I'm thinking this is going to take an hour and a half, and then it turns to an hour and a half, 2, 3, 4. And I'm seeing the time because they actually have in the corner, they've got a little clock that is saying, 2 minutes, 2 hours, 14 minutes, 2 hours, 15 minutes. And I'm seeing that right next to this one that says 31 minutes. I figure I should have been done 2 hours ago, this damn thing. Why am I not? And it just kept on going. And I need a bake sale. I absolutely need a bake sale. So that's why I'm looking to you, Linda, because you are such a great baker. I need a bake sale to happen to be able to get these taxes paid this year. I'm even going to this. I'm going back to this. Well, I've got the change to start with. I had that big popcorn ball canister earlier that I ended up having to use for something else, but that I may end up having to use that to start pouring little change as I get it in. Jeez. I started getting a headache by doing, well, my blood pressure started going up, I'll tell you that. That was fun. Jeez. So, I mean, it got done. In the end, it got done, and I come away thinking there's stuff that I probably could have claimed that I wasn't able to claim because they never got around to that when they were looking at what I was getting, or what I was contributing, or what I was trying to use as a credit and that kind of thing. So anyway, that's all done. So we're done with, now it's just, as I said, a matter of just paying it off going forward. But at least it's in, because tomorrow's the deadline. Still kind of miss the days when we used to do news stories every April 15th about people lining up in their cars to drop off their paper forms in the mailbox outside the post office. Well, that's going to go away because paper forms are going to go away themselves. Everybody's going to have to file via electronically filing. That's how it's going to have to happen now. Paper returns are going away. Should have put a sticky note over the timer. That would have been a good idea, actually. Not have to see it. Just black it out.
103.9 The Fox. Hello out there.
Hi. Hi, who's on our phone? Janet. I'm sorry? Janet. Janet, what are you doing? Just sitting here. Hoping to be qualified for that $1,000 giveaway this Thursday? Oh, hell yeah, you know it. Nice. Janet, that works out well. You are the ninth caller this time around. Yes. Yes, yes.
Hell yes.
Hell yes. Fox yes. Hell yes.
Yeah, congratulations, Janice. You've got yourself signed up to win. Now you don't have to worry about anything but whether or not you win. And that's going to be this Thursday at 7:20. We'll have that drawing. You don't need to be listening, but wouldn't it be great to hear your name announced as the Fox $1,000 Thursday winner this time around on the Spring of Kaching here on 103.9 The Fox. 3 more opportunities today for everybody else to get signed up. You're already signed up, but the others can get in here at 11, 22, 20, and 5:20. Congratulations and good luck to you on 103.9 The Fox.
Thank you.
Let's see what's going on here. North of Francis for debris from. Oh wow. Okay. So next traffic report will be fun. I do have one other thing, since you guys are talking about that happened this weekend, because you guys are always enjoying talking about food, and this is every bit food related. So maybe you can kind of help me out with this, because this is, I've seen and I've heard people do this all the time, and I've never been able to identify with it. I had somebody say to me over the weekend, I'm hungry for some ice cream. I'm hungry for some ice cream, was the statement. And it made me think, as long as I have been around, I can never remember ever having been hungry for a specific food item. If I'm hungry, I'm hungry. And I will take anything that stops me from being hungry, anything from a steak sandwich to a banana that stops me from being hungry. I don't understand. I can't relate to the idea that you are hungry for a specific food item. But that's what I heard. So, now Vince loves ice cream. Yes, but when you get hungry, Vince, are you ever hungry specifically for ice cream? I mean, that nothing else is going to stop you from being hungry except ice cream. Sibo has joined us on Facebook, for those on YouTube, and Twitch who don't see him. He is our Michigan resident transfer from Nevada, and before that he had transferred over from Utah to Nevada. Flint has ice cream truck, asks Rob Suka. There are ice cream trucks that patrol in certain neighborhoods. They used to have these catchy little tunes on them. I was never one to actually chase those things down, even from a little kid I can remember those things cruising around in my neighborhood with the little annoying tune that they would be playing. OMG, lucky me. About what? What am I lucky about? I need something that's lucky today, because I'm telling you what. Why don't I take money out of pay each month? Because I need every dollar that I get. Because I need every single dollar that I get. That's why. I'd love to be able to do that. Eric loves ice cream, but only has it once in a while. Takes a break from it. You ever get a headache from it, Eric, when you eat it? If you eat it too fast, did you ever do that? I fortunately have never had that, but I know people have done that where sometimes eating ice cream will give them some kind of a headache kind of thing because they ate it too fast or something. Vince misses the days with those catchy ice cream songs that you would hear on the truck. Absolutely. Absolutely. Linda saying no cravings. Lucky to not have cravings. You mean for a specific food item? I see. Yeah, no, I can't recall ever having had a craving for ice. I mean, there's certain things that when I'm hungry, I would say, okay, that'd be cool to have that, but anything else that stops me from being hungry is also acceptable. I'm not necessarily hungry for one specific food item, is the deal. I've never been able to identify with that. Do I do a mic check before going on the air in the morning? No, I don't do that. Johnny never speaks to me in the morning until we actually go live on the air. So if anything's wrong, that's when we're going to find it out. If you want to tune into real seat of your pants radio, listen to us just after 5 a.m. in the local and Eastern time zone, because that's when things are happening. If there are problems, we'll discover them during that first couple minutes on the air. Here now on the air is Johnny.
And we've got more opportunities for that coming for the rest of the week and, of course, the rest of the day today. 11, 22, 20, and 520 phones are still ringing. Folks, call back or be back around those times and listen for your chance to call in and be the ninth caller and get signed up to win the Fox $1,000 Thursdays. Every Thursday we give away $1,000 to one of 16 finalists. All you got to do is make sure you're one of those finalists to be in on the drawing, and it comes up again this Thursday. We've already got 2 people walking around with an extra $1,000 in their pocket. They might not need the Fox half-off deals as much as the rest of us, but we've got the BigDeals.com is where you can get up to 50% off now on Fox Big Deals and your local businesses, restaurants, services, and more. And, of course, every Monday about this time we get together with Joe from the Anything for a Buck sales.
Okay, Joe is on from our Everything and Anything for a Buck sales department, so we'll let them chat about what our Fox Big Deals are about today and this week. And Linda will be all by myself, she says. That's the old Eric Carmen song. Eric, who is our Eric, has headaches all the time, he says. Vince has never had brain freeze, which is what I was trying to think of, that we have people eat ice cream and then get that. I'm happy about that. But then I don't eat enough ice cream to do that. I mean, I love ice cream, but I don't eat it very often. You know, I found out Greek yogurt, which I kind of got into a couple of years ago at certain persons' urging, kind of turned into a nice ice cream substitute and a very healthy and protein-rich ice cream substitute. So I've kind of leaned more toward that than actual ice cream. Thelma, want to know where you are because Louise is all by herself here at the moment. Vince says, being on Facebook Live, their foxhole, the camera was dark, so you couldn't see Johnny and Steph, and it took them a while to figure out. See, that's the thing. When you come in, particularly on Monday mornings, something happens, and this is not unique to this radio station. This has been, ever since I've been in the business, we found that evil things happen over the weekend. And we're never really sure why. It's like the gremlins come in and take over, so that Monday morning technical issues happen by the boatload. It's crazy. Tina says they should have said, I'm in the mood for ice cream. Maybe that would have been a more correct phrase. Although I happen to know that these particular people who do this are the kind who really, that's the only thing they want. Yeah, they're hungry, but they aren't going to be satisfied unless ice cream or whatever that item, it might not be ice cream, sometimes it's something else. But it's always You know, I'm hungry for, let's make it a little more general. I'm hungry for something sweet. They'll say that sometimes. I'm hungry for something sweet. I don't even differentiate. Sweet, again, a banana, a steak sandwich, a plate of ribs, a pizza, any of that is fine when you get hungry. It's not just one thing. Okay, Tina is in the recliner now because we're starting to lose Tina again. Boy, every day we're riding a tightrope with her. Rachel thinks I'm strange. Royal Rachel, you ought to know you were in the same studio with me for years. You would know that. You would know that. What's for lunch, asks Robsuka. I don't know what's for lunch. I haven't thought that far ahead yet. Linda wants to know if Tina's on YouTube because you can't see her comments. Yeah, she's definitely on YouTube. She's here. She's in fact, she's in the process of yelling at you. She's all caps saying, Louise, I'm in the recliner, she said. So you know what you want to do? Probably leave and come back. That might be the thing that corrects this problem if you can't see her comments. So, Linda, leave and come back and see if that doesn't fix the problem. Because Tina is almost shouting at you saying, yeah, you're just seeing your comments. Didn't that happen the other day? So again, that seems to me like if you leave and come back, that's going to correct that problem, because I think it did last time. If all you're seeing is your own comments, because everybody else is commenting, and they're all lippy today. They've all got things to say. Vince has things to say. Eric has things to say. Sibo's had things to, of course, he's on Facebook. Rapsuka's always got stuff to say. Wants to know what's for lunch. Let me see here for just a second. I'm going to take a look at what we're doing with our traffic situation, and it seems to have cleaned itself up. I don't see any other problems out there. It's nice daylight, and it looks like we're going to see some sunshine to start with. Not all day long, but there'll be some. So Linda's going to leave and come back and see if that doesn't correct the problem. No new in the traffic. So far, so good. So far, so good. We certainly, the fact that it's Monday morning kind of gets people all in a tither. So we don't want to complicate the problem by having a long traffic delay. We do have one that's going to, a little bit later on this morning, going to develop on the north of us up on I-75 and into the neighboring northern county, Saginaw County, because there's a 10-week long road construction project is going on. You betcha, Rachel. That's when it starts. The Z Bridge is going to get under construction, and there's going to be all kinds of patience needed to go there for all the way till November, really. I mean, they're only going to do the one side for 10 weeks and then turn around and do the other side for another 10. And you use that a lot. Okay, Linda got back quickly enough for us to consider tither to be the word of the day. So learn how to spell, pronounce, and use the word tither in a sentence. Tina's another one who's into Greek yogurt. It is, and I didn't think at the time it would be, but it's turned out to be a pretty nice substitute for ice cream if you don't want to eat a lot of fattening stuff, as I don't. There's a lot of protein in Greek yogurt, and that's kind of where I'm shooting for. Yeah, it worked out good. And they say it's good for you. 7 months construction. Yeah, it's going to be a long time. This is the thing about Michigan. We're into that season. Yes, it's nice to see winter gone, but then the next thing that happens is 9 months of road construction. 3 months winter, 9 months road construction. That's the way it works around here. See what we... They say it's good for us. Are you talking about Greek yogurt? Because that part, yes, it's supposed to be very good for you. Well, we're doing fine right now. Crash-free and delay-free on 75, 475, 69, 23. We have nothing happening that's been reported on any of the surface streets. And for updated vehicle steady traffic info, you can always consult classicfox.com/traffic. It'll be there. You spot a crash, let us know. 810-230-WRSR. That's 810-230-9777 to be a traffic tipster on 103.9 The Fox.
about this, and they actually came to Cadillac for several days and ended their current tour with a parade. That street was later dedicated Kiss Boulevard, and Kiss were presented with the key to the city. We had a request for this one on Friday, so let's get into it. From their 1979 album Dynasty, it's Kiss with I Was Made for Loving You on 103.9 The Fox.
Boy, the comments are okay. Linda's saying, for you, Thelma, it may be a while before this message gets to you because it apparently is real slow on your end, syrupy slow. But if you leave as she did and come back in, that might help you. Thelma, Tina, leave and come back. Whatever happened to Beep Beep? That's a good question. I did say people were going to get tired of us no matter how many times they swore that they wouldn't. But I know some people did. Now, I don't know that was the case with her other than the fact that she got real busy and she's got a young boy, as you know, if you followed Beep Beep's life around here for a long time, Lil Beep Beep is getting bigger. And so that means it requires a whole lot more to make sure he's under control. Soaring Eagle 59 is here on Twitch. That would be from Alabama, Boss Lady Penguin. So she's running late this morning, overslept, yet still managed to scramble on in here, but she's in on Twitch, so you don't see her comments if you're on YouTube right now. It happens to you too, Tina, so you leave and come back and it works. Okay. Rob Suka's thinking maybe we can step up this procedure of people seeing comments because they lag behind by him giving me earplugs to use, and then he would write the text for me so that I could see it on time. Okay, you could try that. I'm not sure how fruitful that plan would be, but we could always try it. Okay, now, see, this is the thing that Boss Lady jumps on Twitch and then jumps over to YouTube after she's been on. Vince is getting ready to turn 50 in September. It's quite the milestone. It's quite the milestone. You can literally feel it happening. You can literally feel it happening. All right, now you can see on YouTube that Boss Lady is now here. Okay? See, the thing is, Tina thinks that you, Vince, seem younger. So maybe you feel younger also. You're going to be 50, but how old do you feel? I mean, you've been here for long enough to know that that's the way we roll around here. Yeah, okay, maybe you're going to be 50, but how old do you feel? That's what we want to know. Okay, now I see Rachel is doing one of those things where she throws an emoji up on YouTube and it's actually describing what the emoji is rather than showing it. Person, turquoise, waving. Okay, so that's that. Person, turquoise, waving. I love that when that happens. That's funny. Okay. It was a rough weekend for Boss Lady Penguin. Now, if you ever tuned into us last week, you know that she had issues going on there with headphones on. Royal Rachel. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay, now Rob Suka's doing the same thing. Body blue raised arms. Says his in literal words for an emoji.
From a people poll that I think we did last Thursday.
Yeah.
So there you go. Thank you for that request. If you've got something in mind for a birthday or maybe an anniversary or maybe something you just haven't heard for a while, go ahead and send those requests to Steph@classicbox.com. And the phone number that you'll need for the question I'll ask.
I don't know that anybody can see the emojis, but they're seeing the words that describe what the emoji is. Royal Rachel.
Creed, Mammoth WVH, and Hinder at Soaring Eagle on August 23rd. We've got one last $41.
Can any of you guys see Rachel's actual emoji? Or are you just seeing, like I'm seeing, the actual written description of what the emoji is?
Tickets for the Tigers Thursday, April 17th at 6:40.
Because Rachel sees Robsuka's emojis when he puts them up there.
The next week, San Diego Padres take on the Tigers, and we've got tickets for
Sheila sees the emojis.
Wednesday the 20th.
And she sees dead people from time to time.
Which band member had a TV show called Family Jewels? It was
Linda sees them.
TV in my house.
Vince sees them. Evidently, I'm the only one who's seeing words rather than emoji pictures.
Good morning. What band member had a show called Family Jewels?
Well, they hung
Oh,
up.
they hung up, huh? Good morning, the Fox. What Kiss band member had a show called Family Jewels?
Gene Simmons.
Yes, absolutely, Gene Simmons. Yeah, it kind of chronicled his relationship with Shannon Tweed and relationships with his kids, Nick and Sophie. And I actually did enjoy that show very much.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
Yeah, who's on our phone this morning?
It's Terry.
Terry, how are you?
Doing good, thank you.
Good, good.
Also, Eric sees your emojis, Rachel, so rest assured that it looks like I'm the only one who does not see an actual emoji form.
All right, perfect. You hang on tight. Yeah, we'll put your name on those, Terry. You hang on tight. I'll get some info off the air. But who just hooked you up with 4 premium seats to the Tigers?
103.9 The Fox.
That's the way it is said. Tomorrow, as you know, tomorrow is going to be a day that starts with a T. And so, we'll be on Instagram, Hal Maas _news. I've got now 3 Instagram accounts, but that's the one that we go live on. Instagram, Hal Maas _news. That's the one. And that'll be tomorrow. As we continue our simul stream today, and Robsuka looks forward to being there tomorrow. Okay, Boss Lady sees them. It's becoming evident to me that I'm the only one who's not seeing the actual emoji on Facebook. Like, for example, here's Dale, who's got one that says popcorn, yellow, striped, smile, YT. So that's what we've got. We've got me seeing the actual description of what the emoji is, but I don't see the emoji itself if you're on YouTube. That's how it works. Now we're starting to get... I'm kind of zeroing in on this thing. Everybody else that's on can see the actual emoji. I cannot. I don't see that. I don't see that, Rachel. So if you keep firing away those emojis, and I'll keep reading what they are, and everybody will see what they are. Linda has a Stylo 5 Android. So when she sends or gets emojis by themselves with no text, they are animated. And she loves that. That's on a Style 5 Android. Okay? That's weird. I don't get that. Don't have emoji app on... you have to have a special app for that, Robsuka? Because, you know, I can send emojis all I want. And normally I see emojis from everybody. It's just kind of when I come here... that it's different. It's weird. That may be, Sheila, the answer, because I seem to recall I have seen emojis that have been on Facebook and or Twitch. It's just YouTube where I have the issue, it seems, where they turn out to be just literally described what they are by Motorola. So it's the Android by Motorola that Linda has. Chris continues to play for Team iPhone. Okay, now see, Chris is now doing this YouTube thing, just to kind of, we're testing this thing. And what I'm seeing is this. I'm seeing the words face, fuchsia, poop shape, face, fuchsia, poop shape, face, fuchsia, poop shape. That's what I'm seeing in Chris's message just there. Now, Vince sends me emojis laughing hysterically, and there are 6 of them, and I see them. I see those emojis. Okay, I'm seeing Vince's actual emojis. They're not being described to me. Same thing with Tina sending a message to Chris. and then Chris sending one to me. I can see those emojis. You should see the emojis I was putting up after doing those taxes yesterday. Damn. Now, Eric says when you're on StreamYards, Restream, or Prism, you're not able to see the emojis. It's only the words. Well, here's the thing I'm finding out, Eric, is yes, I'm on Prism, and I'm not seeing the emojis from certain people, but recently, just in the last minute and a half, I'm starting to see some from some people. Chris's emojis, I can see. Tina's emojis and Vince's emojis, I can see all of those. All those people's emojis I can see, not a problem. Dale, I don't see him. I see Dale, he sends me something that says Rocket Red Countdown Liftoff. Okay. I don't know. Rob Suka sends me one that says Face Orange TV Shape. Linda says Hand Green Crystal Ball. Linda now says Face Turquoise Covering Eyes. Sheila's sunshine emoji I see every time that is posted here. Every time. I don't think I've ever seen the word sunshine show up.
Follow us. Download the Fox mobile app at ClassicFox.com and we'll follow you.
So, we continue to try to figure this thing out technically. Tina's only seeing some emojis. Some emojis, is that what you're seeing? Linda's seeing an octopus red waving. That's what's being sent to me by Linda right now on her Motorola device. Okay. Vince is trying it out now. He says face blue smiling, face blue smiling, face blue smiling, face blue smiling, face blue smiling. Rob Suka sees my emoji. Okay. I haven't sent any emojis, but okay. In Finland, they see what they want to see. Okay. This has become a real disjointed conversation this morning. Real disjointed. This is the kind of thing, these things are the kind of things that end up in the lost and found. Like the emojis that you have and you send out and then I don't get them. They get lost. They have to end up in the lost and found. There are lost and found departments that are famous all over the world. And I can tell you about one called Unclaimed Baggage, which revealed its annual found reports. Lost and found, these are the found items. The most unique and expensive found items. They were found inside lost luggage that went unclaimed. The Unclaimed Baggage company, retailer, takes possession of unclaimed bags after a 90-day search for owners, redistributes the items for sale, charity, or recycling. And some of the most bizarre items that they have come across in the past year include a freeze-dried chicken foot and a script from the 1985 film The Goonies. Other unusual items included a toilet seat, a glass eye, an uncut sheet of $2 bills. That's pretty interesting. An Ice Spice Chia Pet. A replica suit of medieval armor. A 1944 letter signed by Eleanor Roosevelt. A jar of whiskey containing a preserved rattlesnake. A cuckoo clock. A silicone pregnancy belly. A cherry-shaped toilet brush. An antique magician's top hat, and an antique mustache curler. Some of the most expensive findings that have been uncovered in these unclaimed pieces of luggage that people have never come back to get after they've been claimed and then resold. Some of the most expensive finds include a $39,000 diamond ring, a $25,000 Rolex watch, a $5,000 pair of embroidered Levi's jeans, and a $9,000 Louis Vuitton handbag. All of those things could be yours at a bargain price if you buy them from this retailer called Unclaimed Baggage, because they're recycling stuff that have been found, that they found, that somebody else lost and never claimed. Yes, that's true. Freeze-dried chicken foot, which sounds like a band. Do I see that emoji? Asks Eric. And the answer is yes, I see your emoji. Yes, that's the emoji. That is a kind of a smiley face emoji. The jeans are Linda's. The jeans are Linda's. That would be the $5,000 pair of embroidered Levi's jeans. I want to know about the replica suit of medieval armor. Somebody actually lost that and never claimed it back. That's nuts. Want to know if Dale can see comments on a new Samsung phone, putting it to the test? Well, so far I'm seeing them. Yeah, everything that you commented this morning that I haven't just slid by because I was doing something else is, yeah, I've seen them. So they're there. So that Samsung thing works. Double thumbs up for new technology. Doing real well. Boss Lady Penguin is exhausted now. Vince would like that Rolex watch. I bet you can get that for a real good price. Bet you can. $7.54. Isn't that something? Time flies when you're trying to figure out whose emojis you can and can't see.
Yeah. There's some Once Bitten, Twice Shy music for you by Great White. That's why I don't pay taxes anymore. Once bitten, twice shy. No, I'm kidding. I paid them. Actually, I'm paying them today.
Are you?
Today, tomorrow's the last day.
I know, tomorrow's the 15th.
Tomorrow it's time to get your taxes done. And now, another important last-minute tax preparation tip from renowned tax advisor, Melvin Schmitty.
Hello. When paying your taxes, did you say last minute? Oh my God, it's this week, isn't it? I can't believe this. What happened? I didn't ready. I thought I was ready. I'm not ready. I still need to get my receipts together. My check stubs. I don't have my check stubs. I need my check stubs. I need my check stubs. Do I use 134 or 430? I forget which one.
This has been another last-minute tax preparation tip from renowned tax advisor, Melvin
My
Schmitty.
pencil isn't even sharpened.
Oh, no. Not a dull pencil.
I have Schmitty tax returns because I'm from the Schmitty tax return guy. I love that name, Melvin Schmitty.
I like that too, yes.
Alrighty, hey, coming up on 7:56 here in the Foxhole with Johnny and Steph. Don't forget, Walk MS Frankenmuth is just around the corner, promising to be an unforgettable day filled with love, support, and unity for those living with multiple sclerosis. Saturday, May 10th. You can be a part of a movement that's going to change the world for people with MS because a cure is on the line. Visit walk-ms.org today for more about the Walk MS Frankenmuth Walk coming up on May 10th. It's that time of year people are start doing this stuff.
Yeah, and that'll be here before you know it. May 10th is not far away.
Yeah, if the snow would end, we'd be fine. Crying out loud.
Listen, and about that, I wasn't going to go there, but I can't help myself. Last week, you promised that you had mentioned the word snow in a weather forecast for the last time.
I was being told that would be it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you were lied to as well.
That tomorrow, rain and snow showers are likely. They won't stick around, obviously, but nonetheless, you're going to be dealing with it. Today, not so bad. Chance for showers. It'll be mostly cloudy, breezy, but 66 degrees. Tonight, increasing clouds, breezy at 38. Tomorrow, rain and snow showers, cloudy, breezy, 43. It's a one-off, though, because we'll be back to partly sunny at 52 the next day.
Okay, all right.
On the weekend, we're looking ahead. It's going to be warmer Friday through Sunday. Now, again, this is an extended forecast, and those are kind of tough to rely on. But we're talking about rain for the beginning of the weekend, Friday and Saturday. Right now, it looks like Sunday will be the best day, 58 and sunny. But Friday's going to be like 69 degrees, even though it's raining.
All right.
So
And then Sunday is Easter already, isn't it?
this Sunday is Easter Sunday. Yeah, we had Palm Sunday this past Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all getting ready to get the Easter Bunny into our lives. Although my wife has decided to stay out of town for Easter Sunday. So
Oh, so who will make your basket?
down and down with the Easter Bunny. But yeah, the Easter Bunny will come and make my basket.
Okay.
But I will be eating all of the candy this year because
Why are we wowing, Tina? What's up? It's news time. Wow.
7:58. Let's head on over to the Hal
5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox, brought to you by BioStar Services. Fire, flood, biohazard, or more, BioStar Restoration Service can quickly restore your home or business as good as new. BioStar is independently owned and operated with 24/7 emergency service and discounts to veterans. Call BioStar at 844-424-6782 or online at restorationbiostar.com. European Union's Trade Commissioner reportedly to meet today with U.S. officials in Washington, D.C. with the intent of reaching a deal on tariffs. Last week, the EU announced a 90-day pause on countermeasures against the U.S., just one day after President Trump had unveiled a similar pause on his reciprocal tariffs. A couple from Davison Township fighting to survive critical injuries suffered in a Saturday afternoon crash. According to reports, their vehicle was northbound on Irish Road at around 3 p.m. Saturday when another vehicle ran a red light at Davison and Irish and slammed into them. The couple is identified as an 88-year-old man and a 68-year-old woman. The two people in the other vehicle were said to be in stable condition at last report. Embezzlement charges being filed against the former fire chief in the Perry area. 60-year-old Guy Hubbard said to have been accused of embezzling back in 2K17 while working for the Southwest Shiawassee Emergency Services Alliance. Hubbard has a probable cause hearing scheduled for a week from Wednesday. Rory McIlroy, the toast of the golf world, he won the Masters tournament yesterday in a one-hole playoff with Justin Rose. He completes the career Grand Slam and also earns the coveted green jacket. Tigers lost to the Twins 5-1 yesterday. They will be traveling to Milwaukee to take on the Brewers tonight. Pistons closed out the regular season with a 140-133 loss to the Bucks in overtime. Pistons, however, are going to the postseason. They'll take on the Knicks in the first round of the playoffs starting on Saturday. Red Wings face the Dallas Stars tonight at 7 o'clock at Little Caesars Arena in their home finale, and there will be no postseason for the Wings. They're missing the playoffs for the 9th straight season. UFL action at Ford Field yesterday. The Michigan Panthers beat the San Antonio Brahmas 26-23 the final, and Kyle Larson won the NASCAR race run at Bristol Motor Speedway. And to cap this one off, gas prices in Michigan down 15 cents from last week to a statewide average $3.08 a gallon for regular unleaded. Flint prices among the cheapest of late. They're averaging around $3.02. And that's 5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox.
103.9 The Fox.
Chance we could see a shower pop up in the area this morning. The possibility of off and on showers exists for early this afternoon. Cloudy skies otherwise, with temperatures touching around 66 breezy degrees today. Winds out of the south-southeast 10 to 15. They'll shift to the west at 16 to 21 this afternoon, perhaps gusting as high as 32 miles an hour at times. It'll stay somewhat breezy tonight under overcast skies, 38 for an overnight low. Rain, maybe even a snow shower expected in the mix for tomorrow, with temps around 43. And then for Wednesday, clouds giving way to sunshine and 52. Right now it's 46 in Flint. In Saginaw, also 46.
This is the Foxhole Morning Show with Marisol Wasso.
Flint's classic rock authority.
103.9 The Fox.
Remember, we just talked to Joe about it from the Anything for a Buck sales staff. There's some new stuff popping up on foxbigdeals.com today, so make sure you get yourself over there and check it out where you can save up to half, up to 50%. At your favorite local businesses, restaurants, services, and more. Got a lot of restaurants up there right now for the holiday weekend coming up. foxbigdeals.com.
Okay, once again, let's play Describe the Emoji. Rob Suka says face turquoise drinking coffee. Chris says person blue speaking microphone. Yes, they call them the Brahmas. There aren't a whole lot of Brahmas that are in sports, but in the UFL, where they try, as more and more leagues crop up, they try real hard to come up with names that aren't real common. Nicknames for the teams that aren't real common, and you don't see a whole lot of Brahmas out there. Just like in hockey, when I was broadcasting hockey back in the day, there was a team in Peoria, Illinois that was called the Prancers. And they took an awful lot of heat for that name, even though it was the owner that decided that they should be named the Prancers because they were fast and agile and that kind of thing. And there were people who thought that Prancers might carry a different meaning. So anyway, let me give you a chance to smile again at a British dog. This is a dog that comes to us from Staffordshire, England, in the UK. By the name of London. It is a cockapoo and is smiling at you. Well, not really. It's looking off in the distance and smiling at somebody. But there's London, the cockapoo, for you. There you go. We need a Finland dog. Well, if you got one, Rob Suka, send me a picture. All right? If you've got a Finland dog, because I think they look probably the same kind of as American dogs do, send a picture to this email address. And we'll have it on the Hal Raises Pet Parade Pet of the Day. Okay? I Amor Armor and Stuff is wow, says Tina. What was that? I don't even understand. It's almost like French that you're speaking there. So that's kind of a wow thing going on. Okay, Rob Suka's going to send. Well, good. Make sure you send, if you're going to do that, make sure you send all the information regarding its name, the kind of dog it is, how old is it, all those things that you might know about your animal so that we can possibly be able to do that for everybody and let everybody know what you have in Finland. What dogs look like or cats look, whatever kind of animal. If you have an emu, if you have an ocelot, if you have a koala bear, any of that kind of thing that you have, we'd like to see. Okay? Now, I'd like to see you guys tomorrow on Instagram on Hal Maas _news, because that's where we will be tomorrow after we have joined you again tomorrow morning after you've had a pleasant, peaceful, productive Monday. Nice way to start the week. You have mooses. Oh, if you have a pet moose, I want to see that. If you have a pet moose, Rob Suk, I definitely want to see that. So long to Culver City. Great day from Linda. All of you folks, have yourself a great, great day, and we will come back tomorrow morning with your friends here in the Hal Hole, but we'll be doing it on Instagram at Hal Maas _news. You all know that, right? If not, tell your friends. And by the way, if you're here on YouTube, like and subscribe if you haven't already done that. It helps us grow the group. We'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Okay.